Gump Report. You see my title. I'm done. Look, I was supposed to... I admit I had forgotten about Title Tuesday for AEW because I did the showdown for NXT. I did. And then when Wednesday rolled around, and it was like I had totally forgotten that Title Tuesday was Tuesday and that I was going to do it Wednesday. I actually forgotten because I was doing something else. Admittedly, I've been distracted. There's some certain things I've been thinking about lately. And that does happen with me. So I remembered, oh damn, I forgot about Title Tuesday. I got to watch it. And as I watched it, because I was going to do a review on Wednesday, I'm like, really? There is no way to defend Title Tuesday when there was only one title that was even contested on the show. Imo Ishii didn't even put up his New Japan Pro Strong title against Moxley. There was no Title Tuesday. There was only one title. And in the closing of the show, we got Orange Cassidy versus Pac. And he lost as his first match back. He lost to Orange Cassidy. And if anybody tries to say, well, look what happened with Darby Allin, look what he did, that's bullshit. It wasn't necessary to do that to Pac. I was like, dude, this makes no sense. I went and checked JD. I didn't even check Alex yet or Solomon, so what they thought about Title Tuesday. I didn't check it. But JD was like, what the fuck? It was only one title that was contested there, just one, and the rest made no damn sense. Why is Mark Briscoe completely taken out of the picture when he was fighting with MJF? And I said this myself more than JD did. I said, why isn't Mark Briscoe going after an MJF contract when they had their tax and tables match? Why wasn't his contract put up for grabs? Why not? If MJF is willing to do anything to get Mark Briscoe in his hands to choke him, and he's willing to ignore his new wife, and even said to her that I don't give two fucks about you, I'm going to get revenge on Mark. Why didn't he put up his contract for a AEW match? Because Mark already lost his shot to try and get that damn match. He lost it. He couldn't do it. And now Mark Briscoe, who is now part of the conglomeration again, is now going after Kyle Fletcher again when he should be trying to go after the one that makes the most sense, Adam Hangman Page. I'm like, really? Kateska versus Okada. I'm like, you're teaming these guys up when they can't stand one another, when you're taking a little bit of a playbook out of WWE, and then it looks like they dropped it already, even though they show they have problems. It feels like they're trying to drop it because they think, well, it's not working. But then they're still trying to make it look like it is. I'm like, what is this? The Hurt Syndicate up against the Demand. Why are they doing this now? Why are they doing this? FTR. What is FTR doing? Nothing. Particularly that Cope's not there now, and it's only Christian. This show, I don't care who you are, even you, my friend, the one who always says they shot themselves in the foot, cannot defend Title Tuesday. It makes no sense. So you know what? I'm like, today's Thursday, and I'm thinking about what am I going to do when it comes to Impact, because Bound for Glory is this weekend. And I'm thinking about, I'm going to watch it. Of course, I'm watching Bound for Glory because of how they've been booking TNA, even if it does feel like WWE is here and they've been keeping them here, even though they could elevate them more to here. They're only keeping them here because they want to use them against AEW. I'm like, this is bullshit, man. I'm getting annoyed with this shit. I'm not the type to just give up on something. I still love AEW, but the way they're being booked, they don't book the women, right? They just gave them now new tag titles. And you have no tag teams. Maybe Deonna Purrazzo with a Taya Valkyrie, yeah. The Triangle of Chaos, yeah. Who else? You're going to say Ty Mello and Anna Jay? You don't even show them on Dynamite TV. I don't even know what they're doing in Collision. So you know what? I thought this. You see this? I've been considering, and this has been in the last hour, 2 at the most. I am so pissed off. Legitimately pissed off. I thought, you know what? Let me do a booking wrestler. Let me book some of these people that's in AEW to make them have some relevance. But then, you know what I thought? This is what I thought. I got pissed even more. You know why? Because even if I book some of these wrestlers okay, it won't make it feel like AEW is truly important. Because, and I heard that a new writing coordinator has been brought in who doesn't write very well. It made me even more angrier. And I'm thinking, dude, there is no way you can do a regular booking a wrestler. It would make no sense at all. Book a couple of people here, book a couple of people there to have relevancy. Doesn't make the show better in your own damn mind. So you know what? I'm going to have to book the entire thing. I said that. And I went to it was like if I could split myself in half. Because the moment I thought that, it was like a part of my brain said, are you fucking crazy? The most I've ever done is maybe 12 bookings. Maximum, maybe 10 or 12 bookings of wrestlers. Either WWE, TNA, AEW. Even, I didn't do anything for NWA. But I know I booked those 3. But what I just came up with in my stupid little brain, I'm not too smart, I'm dyslexic. I'm like, you need to book this correctly. You can't just do a couple of wrestlers, men and women, maybe a little bit of tag. No. You need to book the men's division, the women's division, the women's tag division, the men's tag division, and the trios division, along with at least 1 or 2 pay-per-views to make it all mean something. And you're going to have to set it up that not only individual wrestlers are booked to make sense to go into a pay-per-view or 2. It's got to be the wrestlers, the tag titles to go with the wrestlers, the titles that goes with the wrestlers, and you got to try and make not only the women's division make sense with all the titles, which is now the women's main title, the women's TBS title, the women's tag title. If Tony's not stupid enough to consider getting a trios for the women, which I will not book. I'm not booking the trios for the women if he brings it out. It's going to be the men's main title, the men's tag title, the men's trios title, the women's main title, the women's TBS title, the women's tag titles, and you got to make every story to a certain extent kind of work together so when it goes into a damn pay-per-view or 2, if I can even do it, do you have any idea? Do you have any fucking idea what I just thought of in my little dumb brain? I am talking about a series because I was considering calling it something. I'm not sure about the name. I thought maybe AEW Rebirth. And when I do my playlist, because the only way this is going to make any sense, I'm going to have to set up a playlist on YouTube and make it the Rebirth series if I'm considering that name. Because I have nothing finalized. This is it. Look at this. This is over 70 different things here. 70. And I'm like, what did I get myself into? And as somebody, understand this, guys, understand. Taking a little bit of my real self in here. It's just not Zane. This is the real guy who produces these videos. I have my own issues. I'm physically disabled, where I have pain that comes and goes. I have to go to physical therapy on a certain day so I can try to maintain no major pain. And I've never hit the problem that I have depression with anxiety. Stress. Where I'm living right now, on and off, sometimes it gets very stressful and it throws me off and I don't always do videos. And I just thought of coming up with a concept of over 70 people with trying to book them, book their tag divisions, book their world champion divisions, their mid-card division, and then try to do at least one or two, if I can, pay-per-views to make it all mean something. Where if it's possible to have all these people where their champions motivate the entire divisions and understand, yes, the tag division of AEW, they got at least 10, 11, or 12 tag teams already. You got the Hurt Syndicate. Look, these are the tag. I wrote them down. You got, and they're not all on Dynamite. It's, if you can, they're scattered between Dynamite, Collision, and ROH. And I don't even know about all the tag titles. Well, I'm not even going to worry about ROH. I'm not including it. ROH is not being included. I'm only bringing people in that will be on Dynamite alone. And I've decided this. The best way to make this work is to have all these people on Dynamite. And I know that makes it difficult. It's like a regular 2-hour show that needs more than 2 hours. So I would have to book it like it's 3 hours. But here's the tag division. You got Grizzled Young Vets. You got now Jurassic Express back. You have the Hurt Syndicate. You have also the Outrunners. You got Edge and Christian, which is basically CNC. You have also the Death Riders. You also have the Conglomeration. You also have the Demand. You also have the Don Callis family. I didn't even include them on this list because I'm trying to book and most of them individually, but they also have a tag. They got tag team wrestlers there. And that's not even counting if I'm missing anyone else. And then, the women's have no tag division. They have none. Yes, you can say the Triad of Chaos, which has Tesla, Sky Blue, and Julia Hart. May have Ty Mello and Anna Jay. But who else? What, Penelope Forbes and Megan Bain? You put them together, but that makes only 3 teams. Is that all you're going to have? I'm going to have to construct teams for women. I'm going to have to construct at least 6 to 7 teams and have to figure out how to make them come together. This series could easily stretch up to 70 episodes to 100 episodes. And as I said earlier, I'm disabled. I get pain that can be pretty hard on my body on and off, counting on the weather and counting if I walk around or lift something or hurt myself. I also have to go to physical therapy once a week to try and maintain some level of no pain. And I have depression and anxiety where things can mess with me easily, and sometimes I just don't do videos. I just don't. Look what I do. I used to do Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW, and TNA, which was Impact. I've now gone to just NXT, TNA, and AEW because I got sick of Raw and I got sick of SmackDown. Even though Raw, I did watch it and it wasn't that bad, and sometimes I watch SmackDown, you could still see, which I've been saying for a while. Okay, my battery died. Also, I botched the first video. Trying to explain this, you guys gotta understand. This is a lot to think about, a lot to take. Next to getting, and I gotta get 3 books. I was going to physical therapy today. I'm gonna go over to a Dollar Tree and just grab a couple of books because there's no way I'm gonna be able to keep it in my head. I have to have a book separate for the men, the women, and the tag divisions, which is the men's tag, the women's tag, and the trios to try and book them. And then I have to find a way, after I book everything, to set it to go into 1 pay-per-view or 2. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't even know if I'm going to make this. This might be too daunting for someone like me. I'm not a dumb guy. I'm not someone who's not willing to put in the work. But knowing the types of issues I have, And knowing that while I'm doing this, I am going to get some level of inspiration from the show. I'm going to get something from AEW. Something. But I'm also going to get something from WWE, counting if they book anything good, and TNA if they book anything good, and try to add it into this. Is it going to be Rebirth? I think I'm going to call it AEW Rebirth. And do it as my playlist as the Rebirth series. I don't even know if that's the name I'm going to use. This is going to take me some time to figure out, because this ain't getting done now. I'm going to get what I need. I'm going to get some books, and then I'm going to have to write down the concepts I want. But this is all stemming because Title Tuesday was a joke. There is no way anyone can defend this. What is Title Tuesday? Title Tuesday was supposed to be a show that's supposed to spotlight the women's main title, the TBS main title, the men's main title, the men's TNT title, the trios titles, and since we just got the women's titles, where is the damn tournament? Why didn't they start up a tournament to see who is going to be the ones who is going to go and get the women's tag titles? No tournament. Nothing. It's nothing. Tony Khan produced 2 beautiful women's titles. Last week, we have no information, at least as far as I know, unless I'm missing, maybe I have. Admittedly, I may have missed it. I didn't hear him say anything about a tournament, but we got nothing. I'm going to have to find some way maybe to book a tournament, and how I'm going to make these women come together. Not just thrown together, but maybe mean something. I don't know if I can do it. I'll get what I need. I'll get some books, and I'll have to write down the concept for all of them, and then see, along with, understand, there's more. There isn't just me trying to write, not a script, but like come up with what's needed for each individual person and each individual tag that leads into a pay-per-view. I also have to find music for this. I got to come up with a thumbnail for this, and it'll make sense, because if anybody sees my thumbnails, like for my TNA intro, that took me a while to figure out what I wanted to do there, to find the right images. Even though it came from my music video of TNA. I made a TNA basically a music video about who was in it and what it's going to become. I did that. That took me some time to figure out. So I got to come up with a thumbnail. I got to find the right music for the thumbnail, counting if I'm going to make the thumbnail myself. Then I got to figure out the concepts for the women, the men, the tag divisions, and then I have to figure out what pay-per-view I'm going to do. It isn't just pick a pay-per-view and that's the end of it. Which pay-per-view is the right one? Is it Revolution? Is it All In? Is it All Out? Is it Forbidden Door? Is it Full Gear? Which one would be the best one? Is it Wrestle Dream to have this? I have no clue. That's what I have to consider. I got to write down all the pay-per-views, and then as I'm trying to figure out the story for everybody, if I can, I got to pick one or two. Do you understand what I'm trying to do here? Tell me below what you're thinking, because I want to know what you guys think. Don't ask me, book this person, because I have a huge list already and they're probably on it. Do not ask me, book Jack Perry, book Luchasaurus. Look, I'll tell you the names already written. And I'm sure there's going to be more that's going to be added. Hear my words. Listen to me. I may get even more people on this list, particularly for the tag division. Adam Hangman Page, Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher, FTR, which is Dax and Cash. You got the Outrunners. You got the Bucks. You got Death Riders, and that's everybody, Claudio Castagnoli. You got Daniel Garcia. You got Marina Shafir. She's getting booked. Wheeler Yuta's getting booked. Pac is getting booked. You got Brodito. I got to do them. You got Andrade, who just came in. I got to do Lance Archer. I don't think I'm going to do Rocky Romero, and I definitely don't think I'm going to do Hechicero. I know I may do Josh Alexander. You got Kateska. You got Okada. You got MJF. You got I may even include Bryan Danielson as a manager. I'm considering that. Not to wrestle, but as a manager. You have women. Toni Storm, Mercedes Moné. You got Chris Statlander. You got Athena. I'm actually taking off ROH, and I'm going to stick her into Dynamite. She should have beat already. You got Penelope Forbes, where they've been using her as a fucking jobber. You got Megan Bayne. I added Camille to this, even though, as far as I know, Camille's not injured. She's not. She did a movie. And she did, American Gladiators, I think? She's probably fine. You got Sky Blue. You got Julia Hart. You got Anna Jay. You got Ty Mello. You got Deonna Purrazzo, which I cannot believe they're not using on the main roster. You got Taya Valkyrie. They're not using on the main roster. I don't understand that bullshit. I'm adding that in there. You got Willow Nightingale. You got Lacey Lane. She used to be on NXT. She just showed up there. And supposedly, what is she doing? She just jobbed the Mercedes. You got Mercedes. Now I'm saying the name twice. You got Billy Starks, who's on RH. You got Red Velvet. You got Tesla. You got Selena Deeps. You got Harley Cameron. I'll keep going with the women. I'm still going. Emi Sakura. She speaks English. Why isn't she been given a storyline? You got Alex Windsor. You got Emi Sakura. She also speaks English. Even if it's not great English, she can speak it. You got Hiroko Shida, who also speaks English. Rio, who doesn't, we can stick her with somebody that could be her damn mouthpiece, who understands Japanese. This bullshit. You got Queen Aminala. You got Thunder Rosa. You got Jamie Hayter. And I already added Camille. For the men, you got Billy Gunn. Why not do something with him? You got Darby Allin. You got Eddie Kingston, the boy, the Mad King. Why the blue fuck? When months upon months upon months upon months upon months ago, he was so hot, you could have plugged him into the main title picture, but you gave him the Continental Championship, which led him nowhere. And he was still fucking popular. Tony Khan had in his hands Eddie Kingston, who is literally the best talker in the damn company, who puts MJF to shame, who puts Adam Copeland to shame, who puts Adam Cole to shame, who put literally the one who is really loved as the daddy, Christian. He's better talking than him, and they did nothing with him. Moving on. Jack Perry, Luchasaurus. Of course, got to do something with Bobby Lashley. Got to do something with Shelton Benjamin, particularly Shelton, who's never been a champion ever in WWE. You can make him champion here if I can book it. You got MVP. Of course, he doesn't have to wrestle, but he can still be a manager. You got, yes, Will Ospreay's out, but I am going to write something for Will. Swerve the same. He is out, but who says I can't write something for him? Wardlow, even though he's still working for the company and he's injured, I don't know if I'm going to write anything for him. I don't know. When it comes to Wardlow, he's very difficult to figure out what to do with him because they've done so many start and stops. I would have to consider it. But maybe I'll add him later. Buddy Matthews, Buddy Murphy, the husband to, guess who, Mummy. Who should be more? Pac. My boy. I know I might have mentioned him earlier, but I'm saying it again. Pac is my favorite wrestler. Not because he can just jump around and flip like crazy. If you watched his match against Orange Cassidy, the guy literally got himself ripped. I didn't like his singlet. He looked stupid. But he got ripped to come back. And his style has always been the same. He learned from the people in WWE when he was Neville. Dude, I'm not going to jump around like a crazy motherfucker every single time. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to be methodical and then methodical. You know what I mean. I'm going to take my time and use my brain. I'm going to be a ring general. And look what they both said. Taz said it and Excalibur said it. He is a ring general. He knows what he's doing in there. He can put it on when he wants, and he can be slow and methodical. There you go, methodical. He can do it. Y2J, he's not there right now, but why not book him? Ricochet, the Gates of Agony. And then I have to figure out the Grizzled Young Vets. And then, here's what I wrote. I'm going to talk about on this side right here. You can see it right there if you can. Sorry, my handwriting sucks. Not only do I got to talk about the tag division, and as a team, not just individuals in it. Sometimes there can be some conflicts or some type of story between the two. Then I have to come up with how am I going to do collaboration. This is where it gets interesting. If I was going to do Forbidden Door and leading all of the stories that I'm having for Forbidden Door, that means I may have to do a side story of another promotion. MLW, NWA, New Japan Pro Wrestling maybe. Hell, if I wanted, I can add in TNA Wrestling again or WWE Wrestling if I had to come up with some story for that. Collaboration. Going into a pay-per-view. Or maybe not going into a well, it would be better as a pay-per-view, but it doesn't have to be Forbidden Door. Look what happened with Showdown. Showdown was done on NXT. Not going to tell you it was trash. As I said in my NXT review, it was the safer option. They didn't want to hurt TNA, but they didn't want to elevate them. Or better yet, elevate NXT. Because let's make it very clear. And this is going away from AEW, but it's going back to it. Just give a minute. When you see this situation, when it came to Showdown, they could have done way more to make NXT even more interesting. Because, as I said before, it felt like before we got the actual matches and the show itself, and I said it was a safer option, which it was, neither side got in any trouble. We got half that was TNA winning, the other half was NXT. No one got screwed. It was just made to be dead even. But if they had done that, and if they had allowed TNA to sweep NXT, one, that would have gave something to TNA. Because going into Bound for Glory, they could have easily shown on X, Blue Sky, yes, I have to mention them, Instagram, and any news outlets that a small little company that's been around 20 years compared to WWE whooped its ass, even if it is its developmental. And that would have gave them a nice boost that people would go, wait, TNA is not going to win against them in Showdown. It's not going to happen. It's just going to be, WWE is going to sweep like I thought. But they didn't lose. What would have happened? Everybody was, what the fuck? I think even Jim Cornette would say, what the fuck? Did WWE actually do something good for once and actually put over another company to make themselves look good? And now, when NXT airs the next week, you can redirect how NXT could be booked. Because if everyone lost handily, you can rewrite everyone to be so damn pissed off. There's such a huge amount of chaos. You can start picking certain people that look like they can be the next big stars on NXT and even bigger stars on the main roster of Raw, SmackDown, which they badly need. That could have happened, but they chose not to. They did the safer option. What would happen if I wrote for that? What would happen as I'm trying to book this? I include an NXT, or I include a NWA Power, or MLW. I don't know what they're mentioning. I would have to look at a bit of MLW to know how they're booking their stuff, so I can understand who am I going to put in AEW to be working. I would have to consider that. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I have to do it if I was going to go down that route. all of this could be done for AEW. And this, again, right here is the concept. And I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know. I'm going to try. I'm going to go and get some books so I can start working on the concepts of what I want. But I'm not going to say 100% that this could happen. I may back out of this because I'm not going to tell you I'm a coward to try and not try something new. I'm just like anybody else. I get scared about stuff. Things can go wrong. I can scare myself out of it because I don't want to burn myself out. Because when I'm considering, I can burn myself out. Legitimately, people get burnt out of doing YouTube videos. Do not get it twisted. Know this, guys. You can get burnt out doing too much of something. That is one of the things I tried very hard not to do. I tried not to delve too deeply into pro wrestling, because if I go way too much into it, I could get consumed like anybody else. And I love wrestling. I truly love it. And I don't want to hurt myself and just turn myself off. If you guys didn't know, I used to do animation. I don't know if I'll stick an image on here like in a corner or something, but I used to do animation, dance animation. I'm not great at it was. Well, I wasn't great, but I did make it, and some people really liked it. But I tried so hard to produce a lot of it, I burnt myself out. And I still haven't been able to go back to it. I managed to make one video for a nice lady who I'm a member of her chat. And I managed to produce that video. But I still haven't managed to figure out what I want to do next. So I don't want to go down the route of literally burning myself out. But I feel this needs to be done. I am so pissed off that AEW would give us a show called Title Tuesday. We get one title and everything else made no sense. Why? If I have some level, there's an old saying. If you have ability, it is your responsibility to use it to the betterment of mankind if you can. I'm not saying I'm the best that can come up with ideas for wrestling. JD works for Hog. He would probably know better than me how to be able to write storylines. I'm just saying it. House of Glory, he works there. But if I have the ability, it's my responsibility to at least try. And if I can't go all the way with it, and I say, guys, this is as far as I can go, I'm sorry, I'm done, then at least, if I'm able to do it, I hope you'll enjoy what I produce. That's if I do this. I still got... I have 70 names on this list. And that's just the initial list. I may refine this list. I may have more. But it's just me. I hope you enjoy this Gump report. It's not no Gump goodness. This sucker's way over that. That's like about, 40 minutes now I've been talking. I hope you enjoy this. My ideas, like I said, leave me a comment below. But remember, don't ask me about particular persons you want me to book. I've already named a lot of people, and there's going to be possibly more. You don't need to ask me to book anybody in AEW. I may add them if they're not already in the list that I just told you. What I'd rather hear you say is how much you want to see this type of series. Do you want me to book the men's division for the main title, the TNT title, the women's main title, the TBS title, both men and women's tag titles, the trios title? Do you think it would be wise to do a pay-per-view? Or should I just book them and that would be it? My guess is having a pay-per-view would be wise. I wouldn't mind hearing which pay-per-view you think would be the best pay-per-view for this. I'm not sure which one. Because I have to go through all 12 pay-per... What is it? 12 pay-per... No. I think it's all 12 pay-per-views for a year. You guys just tell me. Just tell me if this pay-per-view might be the best. Or that pay-per-view. And Yes, I want to see the tag division booked. I really want to see the tag division book. Don't tell me which teams you want me to do. I'm sure I'm going to cover them if I do cover this. Peace. Oh my gosh, I think I'm a nut.